Why hello everybody and welcome back to Airport CEO. That's right, we are here in our airport, which right now only has the one plane which is departing because it's 9:45, and what a start to the episode. We start with no planes and no money, because why not? We're actually at a real low for money right now, but we won't worry too much about it because we are going to make a shed ton of money. And these employees just chilling here. We probably need to make a new staff room, but we'll worry about that shortly. But it is great to have you all back for part 5, which is rather exhilarating, really. Parts 1 to 4 have done better than expected, I suppose, in terms of the size of my channel, and that's why we're back for part 5. Hello and welcome. So, yes, at the end of the last episode, we started really benefiting from these two stands here, which are our medium aircraft stands, and there's this lovely medium size runway as well, which allows us to have medium aircraft land at our airport. You may notice my voice is a little bit funky today. That might be because of a certain cough or cold-like symptoms that I'm currently experiencing, and based on when this video is released, many of you may be watching after said release, then yes, it is not an ideal time for the planet in terms of certain pandemics, and I feel like I am one that suffers with similar symptoms, so it should be quite amusing to see what happens moving forward. Anyway, let's focus on what's important, and that's our tutorial. So we're going to unlock the shop upgrade and wait for it to complete, which conveniently enough for us is nowhere near done, because we have not actually put administrators to do franchise shops, but we're going to do that now. I'm pretty sure we started doing this. Maybe when you load a new game, the game back up, they get kicked out, I'm not sure, but this shouldn't take too long unlocking shops. Once that's done, we can build shops. I'm pretty confident we were close to doing it anyway, but we can have some shops here and here and here, and lovely little positions left, right and centre to help us out with our business. The other thing that we want to do, I think, is unlock night flights, because right now we're losing £5,000 per day, and that's quite a lot of money. Now, the best way of doing this is to send our construction staff home, because they cost £6 an hour, and 100 employees is an awful lot of employees to be currently hanging around my airport doing very little. However, I did have a thought about this, and I've sort of got an idea. So what we can do is we can utilise the fact that they are here by start putting out certain areas where shops could be used. Pardon me. The only issue is I can't put any shelves down or anything, but we can start walling out certain areas. For example, this area here we could wall out to be a shop or restaurant. Same here. These little red areas can be little cafes or whatever. But the other thing I was thinking about is maybe adding another small stand here, only because there's a little bit of space for one, and I think we'd probably be wasting a little bit of money if we weren't going to consider it. So, whilst the aircraft are not at our little base, what we will do is we will remove... Is it 4? It'd be 5, wouldn't it? We'll remove these 5 here and replace it with a small stand, because... Oh, is it that one? Yes, that one. Because then that'll only take a minute destroying this. Great work, everybody. And then that allows us to have more money, which is obviously the most important thing in this game. What we'll do then is we can grab, I think, this here, like so. Lovely stuff. And we can move that there, like so. And now we have... Oh, now we have more place to have more planes in our wonderful airport, which is going to be fantastic. I want the flooring to match as well. It's very, very important. So what we will do is we'll catch this here, and we'll do that because we will like matching floors. And I'll also do this to here now, because again I want it semi-matching, and I want there to be a bit of uniform to... There we go, let's just put those in there. A bit of uniformity, never hurt anyone. There we go, look at that, lovely stuff. And look how quick, they knocked that up pretty beautifully. What we do need to do is put a taxiway in, that's very important. There we go, like so. And now when we open up our flight menu, we have even more flights able to land at our airport. In fact, is that stand even registered yet? Maybe not. Now it has. So now we should have another one here. We haven't got autoplanner on, so I'm not quite sure. It definitely says 7 there, doesn't it? But we now have 8, so why is this not registering as an 8th stand? We've only got 7 now. Am I missing something? It's very strange. Ah, general aviation, that's why. No, it's going to be commercialised. There we go, look at that, wonderful. And then what we can do is Skylink look like they've got a few flights for us. So what we can absolutely do is, where there's some gaps here, like there and there and there. Oh, hello, flipping heck, that was a big plane. Oh, dearie me. Where there's some gaps, we can just fill in those gaps with these. And look, why not have 6 flights coming in later on in the day? That looks lovely, doesn't it? Very juicy indeed. Now we do have some large flights here. Obviously we can't fit them in here, and Tuesday they're busy up. Wednesday we've got an opportunity for a 5-flight Starvo, and what we'll do is we'll put it over here because we want to try and spread out our income a little bit better, because we're not, that's one of the things we're sort of struggling with actually at the moment, is our steady income, and we want to make sure that our income has started to balance out quite nicely. And these can only take 3 flights anyway, so spreading them out like this is probably is better for business, I think. Now if we go back to Monday rather, which is the day we're on, we do need to fill out some of these other areas here, because we can have now up to 75 flights in a day, which is really beneficial. There's a Maple flight we can stick in there. I suppose we can't put another one in there or there, but these are Maple stands, these two. Well, they're going to be going forward. And then Stripe Air is there. Oh, there's a 2 for Stripe Air, maybe. Ooh. There we go, we'll put that one there for now. And look at that, all of our, look how happy all of our airlines are. We only have 4, we'll probably look at doing more than that in this episode at some point. Just mainly cause it will make sense. But as you can see, people are coming in, they're waiting for their flight now. It's the north side, there we go, lovely. And these guys are all waiting for their flights going forward. Some of them really utilising this sofa area, it's very lovely. And again, some guys even from this stand going over there and using the sofa area. One of the things I am concerned about is actually how pacey it is going through here. This is a staff only, for instance. Whilst these two are... the efficiency rating is quite good on them actually. But look out, it is quite busy. So we want to keep an eye on that. And we've got to be close to the shop thing as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. Also, very nice indeed. Now, we will start seeing flights land very shortly. In fact, here they come. So there we go. The 59 people are coming off, and 48 people will be going on that aircraft very shortly. And this is where we start making our moolah quite nicely indeed. Because look at this, boom, green. All green. And we have spent a little money because we built a new air stand to there to allow for new aircraft to land. So we should have more people coming through the airport than ever before, which is good news. So let's have a look and see how close. Oh, we're getting close with the franchise shops, everybody. So that's exciting to see. Bit concerned about this queue. All these guys are just wanting to wait for the buses, so we might need to invest in new transportation stops here, because this is absolutely ridiculous. So we could do that, to be fair. Let's get in. I'm going to get in. Let's get in a couple more bus stops. I don't know where to put them, to be fair. Let's put one there and one there, I suppose. And what we could do is go full sidewalk there. A sidewalk there. We could sidewalk all of that, to be fair. I'm not too worried about that. And what we're going to do for the very first time in this game is we're going to build a public car parking lot. That's right. Where to put it is the jam of this one, really, to be honest with you. We could put it there, but we're going to expand around here, so we don't want to disturb the airport. And eventually, actually, we'll probably look at editing a lot of this out. But what we'll do is we will put our car park very nicely placed, I think, here. I think it's not an awful idea to put it here for now. And then what we can do is sidewalk this up here, like so. Sidewalk down here and around there, and down there and around there. And then what we can do is medium crossing there. And I think that should generate some more transportation, and people can just drop their cars off here, which would be quite nice for them, I think. And you can change that to a long stay or short stay car park. I think you can have it as a staff car park, I think. I don't know. Well, we can click it. Set as long-term parking lot, has lower turnover of cars and should be placed further from the terminal. Set as staff only. There we go. But no, we're going to not do that. We're going to put it as a short-term parking lot for passengers. And that'll generate us some money for people that are just going away for a little while. But yes, what a lovely little car park. And yeah, those bus stops there can start being used, and we can have more people utilising them very nicely indeed. Eventually you'll get things like subways in and stuff, which will make a huge deal, but right now we can't do that. Now, how are we getting on? Oh, nearly there, brilliant. We're going to put some lovely pricey shops in here today. There's no stair truck on the stand. Oh, that's poopy. Have we only got one stair truck? Oh. That's no good. We really should be separating these flights. There was a lot of people on this flight, 100 people. That's fine, he'll come away now, I'm sure. No, he won't. So actually we need another stair truck pretty quickly. Okay, so we're going to need to order another stair truck. And probably another pushback truck as well. So let's order these two. So there's no messing around. I'm surprised that we can't get the stair truck to come off and then go on there to deload those passengers and then come back on and reboard. But apparently that's not how it works. A new product has arrived. Oh, that's our stair truck. That's good timing. That's going to come straight in, hopefully. There's our stair truck. And here it goes. We actually have a delay now. Yeah, this should have... Oh, no. Yeah, well, no, it's... We actually... No, maybe there wasn't a delay. No, there wasn't a delay. It changed its mind, the game did. There's the stair truck, though. Now people can deboard. They've been waiting on that plane for quite some time. And we have already refueled the... I think we've already refueled it, though. Oh, no, we nearly refueled it. It's probably gone to go and get some more fuel. But that's okay, because that means that this will probably still take off on time. There we go, it's just going to fill up the last bit. Job done. Look at that. Your flight is running late at aircraft stand 2. Why? And aircraft stand 3. What's there an issue with? Refueling. Yeah, we'll delay those flights. So now we've got an issue with refueling. So we're going to need some more fuel trucks. Let's get 3 more fuel trucks in. That's bad news. We could have just let them take off, but we would have lost money. Nice cup of joe there. So we've done our project now, so what we can do is start focusing on shops. Whilst we do that, we are going to focus on the night flights. That's going to be very important, and then we'll do restaurants. What we should have done is unlocked our second project group. Yes, we're going to delay by an hour. That's okay. It's not ideal. And we've had a couple of flights that can't land because of these stands, which isn't ideal. But now they can go, and maybe they can land. This is not ideal. He's late, as you can see, and this is not a good look for us with lateness. but we should be able to turn these over pretty quickly now with our new trucks. And what we can do is we can assign these trucks, for instance, we can assign them a parking garage. I think we can assign them a particular stand to go on, I think. I don't know how to do that, but we'll have a look at that in a second. So the key thing now is we have all these passengers in our, all these wonderful passengers, none down here, but all these wonderful passengers in our airline, in our airport, so we need to take advantage of them. So what we want to do is build a shop. So we can build shops here. I think these would be a great position to have a few shops. And we'll start with one here. I don't know how big they need to be. Maybe let's start this big, perhaps. And we don't have any contracts yet. I think that'll come. I am right in saying that, aren't I? Maybe we should place a shop counter and some shelves in the shop room. Okay. So let's get a counter. Oh, lovely jelly. We could put this here, I suppose, like so. And then some shelves. And we'll start with some basic ones. These wall-mounted ones, I suppose, can come along here like this. And then we got some... that just says nice. That's so good. Maybe a couple of these. Look at this. Oh, very nice. Oh, look at this. How wonderful. Okay, we won't put that one in. Let's... okay, let's have a look now. Place a shop counter and some shelves in the room. Oh, we could sign a contract now. So Flygo, which is a nice easy contract. They only want 3 shelves, which is good. We only want to put some basics in here, really. What I'm going to do is I am going to build a small little... I am going to build some walls, but what we're going to do is we're going to put some walls there, maybe there and there. Oh, I quite like that. There and there and there and there, I think. And then what we can do is we can have some doors. Oh, they're big doors. We could just have some medium doors here, 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 here. And they'll crack on with that. The builders are normally very, very good and very quick at their job. What I also want to do is flooring, and in these stores you've got to have nice flooring. That's the way I look at it. So there we go, some nice wooden flooring. Now what we could do is sign a contract for the business. Now some of these bigger ones, the 3 and 4 star ones, they require a lot of success, whereas the smaller ones, they don't require too much effort. This is 7-Eleven and a co-op. That's absolutely good. Oh, there's a spa. I would love to put a spa in, but I think it's too big. We want to go for a one-stop. Victoria's Secret. That's so good. No, we're going to go for one of these one-stops. So the quick stop. There we go. We're going to sign that contract. And now the quick stop are in here. Now they only require 1,200 sales, which isn't a lot, and they only need that in 10 days. And we should generate quite a lot of revenue from this small shop early days. So we're going to make... These guys are going to build a wall. It isn't open yet because the staff aren't here, but they will be any second, and which should be good news. But you can see where people are getting off. They're actually passing through the shop because it's the fastest route out of the airport. So actually, we've got a good location. And look at this. Oh, wow. Oh, that's absolutely superb. Absolutely brilliant. Look at it. Full of goodies and stuff for you to buy. People, come on, buy something. Look at these guys. They're looking around. They're waiting for their flight. And they're like, oh, what shall I buy? Let's have a look. Oh, what's this guy? He's carrying a lot of... This is... sorry, I was very sexist. This is a girl. She's very tall for a woman. Look how high she is. She's a very tall woman. I love that they have stats for these people, and look how tall she is. I don't want to be rude. She weighs a bit too, but and she's quite old. She's a big lady. Good for you, lady. I hope you buy something though. I've been really insulting of you. Oh, someone's bought something though. this tall lady going to buy something? She's really browsed for a long time. Oh no, she's bought something. Oh, she spent $17. I don't know what that's superb. And now she's running because she's going to miss her flight. Because she was waiting in a queue for ages. Don't miss your flight, lady. Ah, there she goes. She bought from us today, and she's been very happy with her experience. And now she gets on the Maple flight. She's going to Dresden in Germany. They are quite big in Germany, I suppose. But yes, look at this. We've already had 25 sales and made £127. That doesn't sound like a lot, but this shop wasn't up for very long, and we're approaching our dead time. So, oh, it's pretty good. I'd say it's pretty good. So let's see if we can get some more flights in here. We need to get a flight in here for Aircraft Stand 6. I don't know whether we've got any Maple small flights, have we? Yeah. Let's get you in there as well. Lovely. We do want to start mixing up some flights. So the Goosewings flight's going to go in there. That's going to just generate a bit of income there. And we've got another Stripe one there that we could put in there as well. We are working to unlock night flights, so very soon we'll be able to brag about our night flights. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a busy late flight in there as well. So there's going to be a bit of a gap in the medium stand, but that's okay. It's looking very juicy. So we have our first shop. We can look to open our second shop, which would be fantastic. These staff, by the way, they're not hired by us. We don't actually pay their wages. Only the store do we have to worry about. So it's looking very positive, actually, and the very nice sensual music is going very well to our favour too, which is fantastically good news. There's no massive queues for bus stops anymore because we have 4 bus stops, and the car park has not been used yet. Oh dear, we'll get there. We'll get there one day. But our money is good. Look, we're up to £329,000, which is more than I expected us to be on, if I'm completely honest with you. And look, oh, Lord knows what happened there. But look at this, absolute splendid aircraft. Apparently in the parking fees. Wow. Not quite sure what that's about, but we'll take that. That was absolutely crazy money right there. So right now we have got this small modest airport, and we've done fairly well with it. We've opened our first shop, which I'm very, very pleased with, and that's very, very good. I can't argue with how good that is. He's just going to leave, I assume. Oh, he was a member of staff. Fair enough. I'm going to build another room for these guys because they're going to need to do some work as well still. So what we are going to do is, whilst I've got the builders here, is build a further room off here, which is going to be primarily for staffing principles, because we don't necessarily, if I put it there, because I really ideally want I want there to be more of a staff area, so we have lots of staff within the vicinity of the airport. What I'm also going to do is we're going to put a security checkpoint in here, and this is going to be again primarily for, because we can have medium ones now, that's cool, because what we're going to do is we're going to actually have this as a small corridor, and it's going to be specifically for our staff. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to make all this as red as possible here, like so. They're going to be stuck now because I've just readied that up, haven't I? Can we, let's remove that a minute, sorry guys. Or they're just going to just not move anyway. Right, there we go. So let's we're going to red that up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add a new security checkpoint. There we go, like so. And then we're going to wall this up as well. So we're going to have a small wall go along here, and we're going to have a security door there, because why not? And we'll red this up as much as we can. Again, we want to staff zone this though, so all this is going to be for staff only. And what we're going to do is this is going to be our sort of office area, and it's an opportunity to expand our ability to do more research when we've unlocked other teams. I'm going to build a whole wall here as well, and then another, we can have a wooden door here, and that'll go into what the offices will be. Lovely stuff. I think this all looks splendid, and we're doing a great job. Because then what we'll do, once I need them to come in here and do their jobs first, very quickly. What we need to then do is go staff, and we're going to hire just a couple more security. We'll hire, yeah, that's fine. And then what we're going to do is hire some ramp agents, just so we can keep. Screw it, we'll hire you too as well. Oh, hire, and passenger service agents. There we go, hire and hire. That's very good for you, because we're at the point where we need to start hiring a few more people. And then this one is going to be staff only, and this one is going to be passengers only. And by doing this, we actually allow our staff to take this exit if they wanted to, or if they needed to go to secure areas. Our staff will only go this way, through here and through here, so through the staff only area, and then our passengers would only go through here and through here, and it just separates the passengers and everything, and makes it really good. I do believe in queues too. There we go. It doesn't have to be a big queue, but I do believe in queuing, even for our staff. Very, very, very important that they all do that. Lovely, lovely jubbly. We're approaching sort of well, actually, we have got night flights actually on now, so we can land flights, but we can also, for all the stands, we can turn night flights off, because we don't necessarily want to be doing night flights right now, and that's up to us. We can just choose when to do that, I suppose, which would be good news for us there. What I will do is I will look, our first guy is going to use the security service. Lovely stuff. Look at that. Oh, fantastic. He loved how efficient that was as well, and he is one of our shop members of staff, and he is going to be ecstatic. Lovely stuff. What we may do is do something similar over here as well, and have another staff security thing, just so they've got it from two entrances, so they can go either way through security. This guy here, I think he's just cut through the shop. It's very rude. But as you can see, everything's going very, very well. All the gate things are open. We may need some more passenger service agents, actually. Let's just hire you all, because I can see that we are a couple of, despite these desks being close to open, we're a couple of men down, I would assume. So we just want to make sure that they're all available. One other thing is, obviously, now that they're going to want us to start looking into more management and the conveyor belt system bits and pieces. So this is where these offices are going to come into a lot of use, actually. So let's start organising that, but we can do that in the next episode, actually, because I'm sure we're approaching time on this one, and I don't want to get bogged down in too much silly stuff. But oh, look, we're up to 25 sales now. We have 9 days to get the full shebang, and we should get that, because these guys will first locate their gate. Oh, sorry, pardon me. And then once they've located their gate, they will then go wandering, and they'll wander to the shops, which is always good news. And we can always put another shop in here, but what we are going to see is we're going to see how look at that, night flights are done. So what we want to do now is we're going to do franchise restaurants, because they're very important, and we're going to put 5 administrators on that. And then once that's done, we can have a couple of eateries here, which, trust me, they fill up wonderfully. And if you can get a few sofas and stuff in there, passengers really, really dig that. So we'll definitely be looking to put those in as soon as possible. But look, this wonderful Maple flight's just arrived. So let's have a look at today's flight schedule, just to make sure. We have got a gap here. Ideally, we could put in that's in there. We don't want, like I said before, we don't want to let's put you in there maybe. We don't want to try and touch the night times, because we don't have night like any lights or anything. I'm mixing these up a little bit just to get the flights in. We can have this one here, I suppose. But you don't want to really put too many there. But we've got 38 flights in there. This day's looking a bit more naked, so we will add some much more. We won't reschedule that yet. Thursday's good, Friday's good. Saturday, look at that, Saturday. There we go, a 6 o'clock flight there. Look at that, beautiful money. So much moolah running around right now. Goose Wings, you've got a nice, oh lovely, look at this. Wonderful. £5,000 worth of flights there, and no, let's just stick you in there for no reason. We could really have fun with this. Any more large flights? Stripe Air, look at them. They're basically dominating this flight of runway, this stand here. So good for them. One of the things that the game did ask us to do is hire a COO. Was it a COO? Or it was a COO. God, I've accidentally remembered that. So we'll do that actually, because we can. So we'll go here and we'll hire an executive COO. We have Mahesh Das, who doesn't ask for much money. In fact, a lot less than some of our other workers. And the other one is Pablo Gonzalez, who's asking for a lot more actually. So I might go for Mahesh. And then what we can do with Mahesh, our COO, is we can train him up to here. And he's still relatively cheap, but he's actually not a bad skilled worker now. We're gonna train you too, so you're a bit better too. But we now have a COO, which is so vital. Now it says complete the R&D project baggage handling, of course, which we're not going to be able to do for quite some time, which is a bit of a shame. That's down to the fact that we obviously are currently researching. What are we doing? Franchise restaurants. We don't have another group yet. We will get to that where we can do 2 at a time, because that's really useful. But yes, so on the whole, things are looking good. Look at all those stands, nearly all full to the brim, which we absolutely love, especially these 2 as well, because these are your money makers. But it says we're losing money there, but we're not. It must be the beginning of the hour. Everything's looking rather rosy and green here, which we will always take, and our averagely profit is looking pretty good over the last 24 hours. Or previous hour wasn't that good, but it should get a bit more rosy. As for the shop, look at this, 92 sales, 93, 94, 95, 96. They're rinsing a bit of money in there now, so that's good news. We like that. And we are getting a few more nods here. I definitely heard some pings there, but everything's looking good here, so we'll take that, especially early days in the day as well. It's looking very nice indeed. Look at that. Oh, we're making money. Anyway, that'll be it for this episode. We'll catch you on the flippity flip, and just remember to stay safe, wash your hands, and you know, look after the elderly. It's a very tough time in the world at the moment, and if you're watching this video, you know, close to it being released, you will be very much part of a world that's so far under immense stress. So let's look after the elderly. Let's do what we can. And stay safe, everybody. And I'll catch you on the flippity flip. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ta-ra, bye-bye, love you. Mwah.